Hey y'all, welcome back to the Cookie Jar. Today we are working on the 5th recipe from the cherry cheesecake murder. It is cherry cheesecake. That's going to be this page, these 2 pages, and lastly this one. They have 3 sets of instructions, and each set of instructions comes with its own list of stuff. In total, what you'll need for the crust is 2 cups of vanilla wafer cookie crumbs, measure after crushing, 3/4 stick melted butter, 6 tablespoons, and 1 teaspoon of almond extract. Now, little thing out there is I know I link where to find the recipes in the description box and everything. However, for this particular one on the Wikipedia site, they have it listed weird. Whoever wrote it up put 1/4 stick melted butter and then 6 tablespoons. That one's supposed to be a 3, so it's supposed to be 3/4 of a cup, which is 6 tablespoons. I was like, but anyway. So for the topping, anyway, they go from the crust to the topping. So 2 cups of sour cream, 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then 21-ounce canned cherry pie filling. I used crumb stock dark sweet cherry. And then it's got to know, if you don't like canned pie filling, make your own with canned or frozen cherry, sugar, and cornstarch. It doesn't say the amounts for those, that's just what it says up there. And then after that, it goes to for the cheesecake batter. And for that, you're gonna want 1 cup of white granulated sugar, 3 8-ounce packages cream cheese at room temperature, total 24 ounces, 1 cup mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip, 4 eggs, 2 cups of white chocolate chips, 11 or 12-ounce bag, I used Girardelli's, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now, question, because I've heard about this a lot. It said an issue with baking is not using room temperature ingredients. Okay, and it clearly says the cream cheese should be room temperature. Should the mayonnaise be? Can mayonnaise sit out to get to room temperature without going bad? I really don't know. And I'm really curious about that. That is all the ingredients. So pretty much for the crust, you're mixing your cookie crumbs, mix the butter and the almond extract, and then pour that over the cookie crumbs and get them all nice to play together. And then you're gonna line a springform pan with paper spray. And then you're gonna make a crust with the cookies and push them all down into the bottom of the pan. And it says to stick that in the freezer for 15 to 30 minutes while you prepare the rest of the cheesecake. And then for the topping, basically what you're wanting to do is mix the sour cream, sugar, and vanilla together, and then you're gonna refrigerate that and set the unopened can of pie filling in the refrigerator for later. So all of the filling ingredients get mixed together except for the pie filling, and then you're just gonna put all of it in the fridge to hang out while you make the cheesecake batter. It looks like you're gonna mix the cream cheese and the mayonnaise and then with the sugar and beat it until it's smooth, and then you're adding the eggs one at a time, beating after each addition. Oh God. Melt the white chocolate chips in a microwave-safe bowl for 2 minutes. I don't want to do that because the last couple times I've tried to do that, didn't work out. I'll follow the instructions, but I'm just saying, if I gotta end up getting out a double boiler and fighting the chips again, I may never put chocolate chips back in the microwave. Just cool them and then mix them in on low speed. Scrape it all up and add the vanilla. Then you're gonna pour that on top of the chilled crust. Put your springform pan on a baking sheet to catch any drips, and you're going to put that in a 350 oven for 55 minutes. And then you're gonna take the pan out, don't turn off the oven, then you're gonna spoon the sour cream topping over the top of the cheesecake, spreading it out to within a 1/2 inch of the rim. And then you're gonna put that back in the oven for 5 minutes. And you're gonna pull the cheesecake. When it's cool enough to pick up with your bare hands, place it in the refrigerator and chill it uncovered for at least 8 hours. To serve, run a knife around the inside rim of the pan. Release the springform catch and lift off the rim. Place a piece of waxed paper on a flat plate and tip it upside down over the top of your cheesecake. Invert the cheesecake so that it rests on the paper. Carefully pry off the bottom of the springform pan and remove the paper from the bottom crust. Invert a serving platter over the bottom crust of your cheesecake. Flip the cheesecake right side up, take off the top plate, and remove the waxed paper. I have never done any of that when making cheesecake before. It sounds like a recipe for so many things to go wrong. And then lastly, you're spreading the cherry pie filling over the sour cream topping on your cheesecake. You can just a little down the sides if you wish. And then it's got a note. Hannah's note, I've made this cheesecake with other pie fillings, including blueberry, apple, raspberry, or even lemon. It's wonderful with any one you choose. Mother says you have to serve this cheesecake with strong coffee. It's just too rich to eat without something to sip. So, this sounds odd in the... I don't know. It just sounds very extensively weird at the end. But I am excited to see how it turns out. So everything is laid out in the kitchen. Let's get in there and get started. Here is everything we are going to be using today. So the first thing it wants is the parchment paper, 9-inch springform spray, paper spray. The next thing we want our melted butter. Be 6 tablespoons to mix with our teaspoon of almond extract. And then we're going to mix that with our 2 cups of vanilla wafer crumbs. Once the cookie bits are all nice and moistened, we are going to dump them into the springform pan. And 1 inch up the sides. Okay, so this is the part I'm not really good at, is making the side bits. So I kind of made the outside, and now I'm just trying to make sure everything on the inside's level as best I can. Now it says to stick this in the freezer for 15 to 30 minutes. The next bit says we want to mix the 2 cups of sour cream with the half a cup of sugar and the teaspoon of vanilla. So 2 cups of sour cream, half a cup of sugar, teaspoon of vanilla. And then it says we're just gonna cover this and refrigerate it with the can of unopened cherry pie filling. It says place the sugar. That's our 1 cup of sugar. And the blocks of cream cheese, 3 blocks, 8 ounces. And the cup of mayonnaise. It says to beat this on medium speed until it's smooth. So now we're just going to start adding the eggs one at a time. All right, so now we're going to microwave the chocolate chips for 2 minutes. That took so much extra time, but we finally got the chips melted. No, the microwave did not work. No, I could not fix them. I ended up having to get another 2 cups of chocolate chips and melting it via double boiler. But they're melted, they're smooth. Honestly, I don't know if it needs to wait because I didn't melt it in the microwave, and honestly, it doesn't feel that warm. Mix in gradually at low speed. All right, next, we want the 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Cold crust out of the freezer. Pour batter on top. Okay, so let's try to do this a little bit smarter, not harder. So I have an idea. Now, this will go in the oven for 55 minutes. So this does not seem cooked. It is very, very jiggly. But it was 55 minutes at 350. So we're rolling with it. So here is our cheesecake, not cheesecake, cream cheese, which how this is not supposed to goop everywhere, I don't know. But it says spoon it in the center and spread it out within a ½ inch. Now keep in mind, this only goes back in for like 5 minutes. Oh God. Ooh. Starting the center, spoon cream cheese top or sour cream topping. Over the top, spread it out. There's really nowhere to spread it out. It's kind of pouring over the side, to be honest. Return pan to oven and bake for additional 5 minutes. I'll be honest, I am very confused about what to do with this because it doesn't say anything about what I'm looking for. It just says you pour on the sour cream, spread it out, which it didn't need to be spread out, put it back in the oven for 5 minutes. I did that, but this is still like wet. I don't know what to do with it. I really don't. But it says to leave it like this until it's cold or warm enough to touch and then put it in the fridge for 8 hours. So I'm hoping it stabilizes in that 8 hours, but it makes sure to mention uncovered for 8 hours. Okay, so it's been about 8 hours and this is what we have. Now it says to run a knife around the outside. I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be like a heated knife or like ran under warm water. I can't remember. I think I read that somewhere once upon a time. It says to open it and then lift this off. Honestly, I don't think I've ever done it that way before. Normally I would like stick it on top of here and push it down. I don't think I've ever actually lifted it off that way. The outside looks nice though. This is the part I am skeptical about. We have a plate, we have wax paper. Apparently we're supposed to do this little inversion thing. Oh gosh, it is heavy. Super heavy. Okay, that came off super easy, super chill. Again, easy. Okay. Whoop! I almost dropped it. That would be terrible. Plate off. Thank you for your assistance. A little smears, but it will get covered. This is going so much better than when I read the instructions. Kind of lost a little bit from the knife. But it still looks good. It still looks whole. So next is the pie filling. Our very chilled, sitting in the fridge for 8 hours pie filling. And there we have it. And that is all she wrote. The very gorgeous cherry cheesecake. It looks absolutely scrumptious. Okay. This piece is massive, but it looks so perfect. But does it taste perfect? Oh my God. It's creamy, it's tangy, it's tart, it's rich, it's sweet and creamy. It's got that vanilla wafer down there too. That adds a little bit of depth. Oh my goodness. I was talking about how big these slices and how thick these slices and how heavy these slices are. And you know what? I think I could eat this whole thing. I'm not even really all that hungry. So it's like 9:30 at night at this point, but oh my gosh. I would rather have cheesecake than birthday cake every year. I think I found what I'm gonna make on my birthday from now on. Oh my gosh, it is so good. That is worth the hassle with those white chocolate chips. That is worth waiting the last 8 hours to get into it. Oh my gosh, that is so good. And it came out looking so perfect. I can't get over how good that looked. Like I had cut a piece and I took a picture for the YouTube cover. And I was like, babe, you gotta see it. It looks so perfect. That's how good it looked. Like I couldn't even let my husband wait like 5 minutes before he could see this perfect thing. I had to call him. But next week we are making something called the mock turtle cookies, which I think it's a pecan caramely cookie that looks like a turtle, I think, if memory serves right. I can't actually remember. So if you're interested in seeing a turtle be a cookie, join us next week. Have a good one. Bye guys.